We back. We live. We going live. All Black Everything is the channel. Go ahead, like it, subscribe. Share it, subscribe, all that. If you like the content, we appreciate you for tuning in, checking us out. Just sharing this information. We back. We doing a little segment here called "Learn with Me" / pick up a book on this platform. We're not doing the All Black Everything segment today, right now, but it is an extension. The Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx, Frederick, Engles. We just sharing the information, y'all. Don't take my word for nothing. Please do your own research. Okay, but here we go. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. If you hear that music in the background, I do not own the music, so just know that. But we like keeping something going, and it's some rock music. Dig it with that guitar. But here we go. The Communist Manifesto continues from where we left off. If you didn't see the last session, please go ahead and check the archives. They're in there. The less skill and exertion of strength implied in the manual labor, in other words, the more modern industry develops, the more is the labor of men superseded by that of women. Differences of age and sex have no longer any distinctive social validity for the working class. All are instruments of labor, more or less expensive to use according to their age and sex. No sooner has the laborer received his wages in cash, for the moment escaping exploitation by the manufacturer, than he is set upon by the other portions of the bourgeois, the landlord, the shopkeeper, the pawn broker, etc. The lower strata of the middle class, the small tradespeople, shopkeepers, and and retired tradesmen generally, the handicraftsmen and the peasant. All these sink gradually into the proletariat party because their diminutive capital does not suffice for the scale by the new methods of production. Thus, the proletariat is recruited from all classes of the population. The proletariat goes through various stages of development. With its birth begins its struggle with the bourgeois. At first, the contest is carried on by individual laborers, then by the work of the factory, then by the operatives of one trade in one locality against the individual bourgeois who directly exploits them. They direct their attacks not against the bourgeois conditions of production, but against the instruments of production themselves. They destroy imported wares that compete with their labor. They smash machinery to pieces. They set factories ablaze. They seek to restore by force the vanished status of the workmen of the Middle Ages. At this stage, the laborers still form an incoherent mass scattered over the whole country, and broken up by their mutual competition. If anywhere they unite to form more compact bodies, this is not yet the consequence of their own active union, but of the union of the bourgeois, which class, in order to attain its own political ends, is compelled to set the whole proletariat in motion, and is moreover still able to do so for a time. At this stage, therefore, the proletarians do not fight their enemies, but the enemies of their enemies, the remnants of absolute monarchy, the landlords, the non-industrial bourgeois, the petty bourgeois. Thus, the whole historical movement is concentrated in the hands of the bourgeois. Every victory is a victory for the bourgeois. Does it sound like something going on right now? They be putting that thing in the books. Got to pick it up. But here we go. But the with the development of industry, the proletariat not only increases in number, it becomes concentrated in greater masses. Its strength grows, and it feels that strength more. The various interests and conditions of life within the ranks of the proletariat are more and more equalized in proportion as machinery obliterates all distinction of labor and nearly everywhere reduces wages on to some low level. The growing competition among the bourgeois and the resulting commercial crisis make the wages of the workers ever more fluctuating. The unceasing improvement of machinery ever more rapidly developing make their livelihood more and more precarious. The collisions between individual workmen and individual bourgeois take more and more the character of collisions between two classes. Thereupon, the workers began to form combinations or trade unions against the bourgeois. They clubbed together in order to keep up the rate of wages. They found permanent associations in order to make provisions beforehand for these occasional revolts. Here and there, the contest breaks out into riots. Now and then, the workers are victorious, but only for a time. The real fruit of their battles lie not in the immediate result, but in the ever expanding union of the workers. This union is furthered by the improved means of communication which are created by modern industry and which place the workers of different localities in contact with one another. It was just this contact that was needed to centralize the numerous local struggles, all of the same character, into one national struggle between classes. Mm, jewel drop. Pick it up. But every class struggle is a political struggle, and that union to attain the boogers of the of the Middle Ages with their miserable highways requires centuries. Required centuries. The modern proletarians, thanks to to the railways, achieved in a few years. This organization of the proletarians into a class and consequently into a political party is continually being upset again by the competition between the workers themselves. But it ever rises up again, stronger, firmer, mightier. It compels legislative recognition of particular interests of the workers by taking advantage of the divisions among the bourgeois itself. Thus, the 10-hour bill in England was carried. And we're going to end it right there. We still on chapter one, bourgeois and the proletariats, Communist Manifesto. Now when we slash pick up a book on all black everything. Thank y'all for checking it. Like it, share it, subscribe it. If you like the content on it, Even if you don't, maybe you just say, hey, you say something you don't want to watch. Just watch it anyway. You may not. Nah, I'm just playing. Go ahead. Peace and love. All black everything. Now we'll be slash pick up a book. Guitar going.